No, we're not. Yeah, we are.
And welcome to another fun Friday edition of Ripping the Rack podcast. I am your Triforce Tri-host, Timmy.
Triforce.
Timmy, it's Timmy Vader time.
It is Timmy Vader time.
Excuse me. So I am your Tri-host co-host, Triforce something, Tim. With me today, as usual, is one leg of the tripod, Brian. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, guys?
Doing great. And the second or third leg or first leg, whichever leg you want to look at, Maki. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, dudes? Glad to be back again. Dude, I'll take third leg of the tripod. That's fine.
That's okay.
It's better than being a third wheel. I'd rather be the third leg.
Yes.
Right.
I'd rather be the third leg. The third leg's pretty important.
I've been the third wheel plenty of times in my younger years.
Weird.
It's
a weird situation.
You know,
It's awkward.
When you gotta take, but when you gotta take the grenade for your friend, I mean, it's tough.
It all depends on how much you really love the ball.
And I really gotta wonder, like, with the women, when the women get together and they're like, hey, honey, I got my friend Brian here. He's bringing his friend Tim. Can you fall on the grenade for me? And and it's like, I always wonder, was I ever the grenade for the women?
I don't know. It's fun to think. I'm sure they do that. I'm sure that there's a good wing woman, just like a wingman.
Oh, I'm sure. No. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, I wonder if I was ever the grenade. Like,
women don't do that. They're like Marines. No women left behind. If one leaves the bar alone, they all do. Like,
that's true. One goes to the bathroom. All 8 of them go to the bathroom together.
Yeah.
They do the discussing. Who's gonna take the grenade? Who's the grenade? They're kind of mapping out the whole war strategy. I guess.
Yep. Meanwhile, the guys are just sitting there having a drink, going, "Yeah, whatever."
Where'd they go? This sucks. Like, I was talking to her. Like, what the hell?
Hey, what happened to that girl I was talking? Wait, it's a different girl now? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, they've changed assignments in there.
I guess
it's
we're
like
speed dating
halftime.
now.
It's like halftime adjustments.
Yeah, they were making halftime adjustments. Oh my God.
Screaming start to the podcast today.
Well, it's Friday. Anything goes Fridays.
It's anything goes Friday. That's right. We can talk about, except Candlepin Bowling. We can't talk about Candlepin Bowling.
That's right.
No, not today.
No,
Tuesday.
So we get Maki. We got to talk about your match, but we're going to talk about that on Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Well, but you can say who won.
So Jeff Walsh and I did bowl tonight in the NECO tournament, the New England Knockout Doubles, against the tournament host Nick Zaffalato, or Freshie, and his partner Dumpy Josh.
So Daly. I gotta ask something.
Or Children's Motrin Freshie.
so I gotta ask. Did our colorblind friend Nate dress Freshie for this?
Was he trying to be Hulk Hogan with orange and yellow?
No, there was no yellow. It was orange and red. It was like
he had the orange shirt, the bright orange Metro Bowl shirt. That was their one of their Friday night shirts in the Pro League from a few years ago.
Yep.
And he had the red Josh Rio gym shorts going, and because I bowl with Rio on Friday nights, and every Friday night the kid, it didn't matter what color shirt we were wearing out of Riverwalk here, kid always wore red gym shorts. Every time I see red gym shorts, those are the Rio.
Josh Rio's our poet laureate of the podcast.
Yes, he is poet laureate.
He is our poet. Yes, he is.
I don't. Maybe Freshie had a nap and he woke up late and he just had to get dressed, through the first thing on. I don't know, but no, we had a hell of a match against him tonight up in Exeter.
We tried to. I tried to watch.
You tried to watch it.
I heard the live stream was poop popsicles. I'm sorry, boys.
Yeah,
like
that's okay.
A lot of the match went live right around 8 or so. And at about 8:03, all 4 of our phones absolutely exploded with messages from people. My wife messaged me, like everybody was, "Yo, can you guys fix it? This is crap. We can't see it. We can't." And we're like, we're kind of in a really important match, right? Can we?
Yeah.
Let's just hope it. Let's fix it up. It'll fix itself.
Was he on the Wi-Fi there?
I think that he had tried to switch over to it, but I don't know. But we kind of at the moment just went, you know what? this is a really high-profile, high-test match right now in a very good bowling alley, and we have to bowl this match. So we love all the fans that tried to watch it, but we had a really important match to bowl, so I think we just kind of went and continued bowling the match. So I jumped in the chat and I kept putting in scores after each string, like at least so people could see what was going on in that regard anyway. But we ended up winning, very short margin. I think it was only like 17 or 18 pins. It was not a lot. Yeah. We went right around 1220, and those boys were right around 1200. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was a great match. We move on to the third round and made the money round.
There you go.
Two more matches for the whole dub, so that's good. Carrot and I have always bowled well together. Carrot and I have known each other a very long time.
Yeah.
So
natural
doubles partners.
Nate and I still belts. Nate and I still have the actually what is now the fourth highest total amongst everyone, and we went home in the first round. So again, just another example of
should have bowled better.
Just another example of we should have bowled better.
It's not necessarily. It's also not how many, it's when. One thing we've learned in this game, I know this isn't the bowling show, but just one of the things I've learned in all my years is that you could be a god today and still lose, and you could throw the worst ball on the planet tomorrow and get a dub.
Yeah.
There is no rhyme or reason. And I watched that match. I remember when you guys were bowling. That was a really good match.
It was good. No, don't get me wrong. It was a great match from beginning
to
end. It really was. No one ever got up. Well, I think Joey and Nick got up by like 30 or 40 after the first two strings, I think. They were up a decent amount, and then we just started whittling away, and it was a close match. I mean, it wasn't a runaway, but Nick, Norcross did Norcross things, and I started throwing marks at him, and
he did left-handed things, didn't he?
He did left-handed things.
He did lefty things, those damn lefties.
Would follow my mark for mark. And
in that last string, yes, he did.
Yep.
You were marking your face off, and all of a sudden he pulled it together because he was having a tough time.
Joey
was bowling very good that day. Joey's been bowling great everywhere lately. He's like captain super sub on Friday nights when we bowl the Pro League up at Lita. And he was bowling great, but Nicky just pulled it together that last game, and he's kind of ran you guys out of boxes.
And that's okay. Look, it happens. I mean, did we want to win? Obviously. I mean, that's kind of a stupid question, but
who shows up to lose?
Right. Yeah. But I don't think we lost. We got beat. And there's a difference. And I
always feel you feel a little better when you leave when you get beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. And I look at that not just in bowling, but I grew up golfing. And I was on the golf team in high school, and we were good. You were
very good.
Well, our team was good. If we lost, we didn't lose many as a team. But if we did, we got beat. Like we learned. Like our coach was fantastic, and I've stayed friends with Coach Morgan for 40 plus years. And, some of the life lessons that he taught me in high school, it took me a long time for them to sink in. And, I sent him a message a few years ago on Facebook and, finally got around to thanking him for, these lessons, because I took those lessons that he taught me, and it wasn't golf lessons. It was just lessons about life, about how to win and how to lose. Because you have to learn how to do both.
It is imperative. And I honestly think it's always, and I've tried to take this, when I was younger, I didn't understand it. But I understand it now, that growing up, the best thing you can do is learn how to lose like a man, like a woman, gracefully.
Yes.
Learn how to lose when it was your turn to lose the match. You have to lose the match like an adult. You can't go kicking and screaming. That's a life lesson in anything. I don't care what it is. For sure.
Yeah. Yep. Being a good loser.
Learning how to lose will teach you how to win later.
Yes. Yep.
It really does. Life lesson, kids.
And so he
that's why everybody gets a trophy doesn't work, in my opinion.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't.
You teach nothing.
No.
You imply that no matter what happens, everything's going to be okay at the end. You do not promote hard work. You do not promote discipline. You do not promote persistence. And you also don't promote perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
To be at the bottom, get knocked down when you thought you were up at the top, and learn how to crawl your way back up and be better than you ever were, so that next time you don't even worry about it. You walk in confident. Losing can teach you confidence later.
Yes.
And that's being lost.
It's okay to lose. It's not okay to accept losing, is my opinion.
There's a difference. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, as a freshman coming onto this team, I kind of didn't know much about anything. I was a good golfer. Like, as a 14-year-old, I was a good golfer. I won more than I lost in match play. But I had to learn how to I had to learn how to lose.
Yes.
Not accept losing, but I had to learn how to do it gracefully. Because the first time, and I remember this vividly, I absolutely 100%, I can remember it coming off the 9th green at Norway Country Club, the clubhouse right there. You got the green right here. I can remember the coach standing there, and I missed the putt that would have halved the match. So I lost 3 times in 4 years. That's it.
That's fantastic.
3 times in 4 years. Once my freshman year, once my junior year, and once my senior year in match play. I took my putter and I chucked it. Bag was, I don't know, 20 feet over, off the green, whatever. And I picked up my ball and I chucked it because I was pissed that I had just missed a makeable putt. It wasn't like it was a 40-footer. It was like a 5-footer and it hardly broke. And I
would have missed it.
I felt that I had choked. And I was pissed. And the only thing I remember is Coach Morgan on the steps marching from there to me, coming up to me. He didn't grab me or anything else. He goes like this. He goes, go shake his hand. Go pick up your club. Go pick up your ball. Put them away. Come see me. And I went,
uh-oh.
Yeah. I went, yes, sir.
I fucked up. Damn
so
it.
I went over and
oops.
Congratulated whoever. I don't even remember the player. I think it was from Mount Blue.
Hey, thanks, great
like
match.
that.
I'm dead.
And
I'll probably never play golf again. Thanks.
I went up and he was standing at this time. He was standing by the putting green. And again, he never yet. In 4+ years of me knowing him as a coach, he was my golf coach. He was a girls' basketball coach. I never heard him yell. Maybe yell a play out like in basketball, but not
out onto the court.
Yeah, but not in anger. Like I never heard him yell in anger. It was that tone of voice. The command.
He's not mad. He's disappointed.
Authority. I'm not mad. I'm really disappointed. And those words. Look, I'm 50 years old this year. These words are 36 years old. That I can still, to this day, remember him going, "I've taught you better than that." He goes, "We don't throw clubs." He goes, "Losing is okay as long as you learn from it."
Mm.
Life lessons from Tim, folks.
That is the biggest thing I teach both of my children. Both of my kids are involved in bowling and in sports. And I've taught both of them that you can lose so many times, but figure out what you did well and understand what you didn't do well and work on those things. Don't just say, I lost, I'm a loser, I'm done, I'm running away.
So
work harder. And
I say it
figure
to Colin
out.
now. He's 28 months old and he falls down or he can't climb up the slide. And I go, "What'd you learn? What did we learn?"
It is
Yep.
never too early to push that lesson into their heads. Ever.
And so it is seared in my brain that it's okay if you lose. Life will go on. What's not okay is to allow it to encompass your life and let it rule your head. And he didn't use those words, but that's basically what he was saying, is that learn from it. And there's the difference between losing and getting beat.
It's
Because-
kind of this. Oh, go ahead, Tim.
No, the last thing I'll say is I have played some really good rounds of golf. Like the par 35 at Norway. Okay, it's a 9-hole course, beautiful 9-hole course, par 35. I went out and I shot 33 one round. And I got beat. Now, granted, this was not a match. We were determining the next match we had, the positions that we were going to play in. I got beat by the number one golfer in the state. He was also his senior year. He was Mr. Golf for the state of Maine. He was Mr. Baseball for the state of Maine. And he was runner-up for Mr. Basketball for the state of Maine. And he went to the University of Virginia on a golf scholarship. So
You lose to that guy. You just take your hat off. You shake his hand and you say it took the best to beat me.
And he went out and he shot 32. He beat me on the last hole. He eagled the 9th hole. I birdied it. I lost. I got beat.
Right.
I didn't lose.
Right.
I wasn't mad. Are you kidding? I was like, yeah. I just took the best golfer in the state to the 9th hole.
And he only
Screw
got you
you.
by one.
I said, screw you all. Like,
But
it's
see,
okay.
you got better to beat him. This is the thing, and I know we don't talk bowling, but I'm using an example. This is what I don't understand. I don't understand how guys come every week, pay $15 to $20 a week, come and are satisfied bowling 70. I don't get it. I just don't operate that way.
Right.
And I just don't I don't get
so,
it.
What I have in my years of candlepin bowling is we need guys like that just want a night out.
I just want to
That's
look
all
at
they
them
care
and go,
about. They want.
don't you
they
want to get
come.
better? Like, don't you want to get better?
Some of them don't care about bowling. It's not the bowling that they're there for.
Maybe it's just some hyper competitive.
It's
See, there's the divide.
Yes.
There's the divide. You said the word. There are some of us that have the need to compete. I don't care if it's bowling, if it's golf, if it's video
Tiddlywinks,
games.
cribbage, video games.
Right.
Getting
Like
the mail quicker than your neighbors,
I'll give you an example. Every Monday night, we have a rinky-dink little Monday night league here at the Lanes, right? And there's this guy named Jeff. He has a few developmental challenges and stuff like that. Nicest dude you ever met in your life. Every Monday, we come in before league, and I pick him up at his house on the way in because he kind of lives right on my ride down.
Mm-hmm.
And we get in here, and we have a game of cribbage every single Monday night. That game of cribbage, he is more competitive in that game than he is with the bowling. He comes to bowling because he enjoys it. It's fun. He has a couple beers. He sees his buddies. He looks forward to the cribbage game more than anything. So regardless of what it is, there's a threshold of a competitive level in each one of us. Mm-hmm. There are those of us like us, the three of us in this podcast right now, who have been driven to excel, to compete, to win, to want to come back and do it again. I cannot be complacent with myself even if I'm in my little rinky-dink league and throw an 85. But I have guys that come in and do that. They're not too worried about the ball. They don't have the uber competitive to want to need to be that good.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying
no,
there's anything wrong with those guys
at
all.
Divide.
I just don't understand it. But that's
why I agree with you there. I couldn't work that way.
There's a piece in my mind that if I throw, I told Tim once, I'm like, I could throw 200 and I'd go through and be like, I could have hit the head. I was full there. Yeah, I made a great shot, but that was a 7 load. Who knows what could have, I'd still pick myself apart. That's just what we do.
Only time in my, and again, I'm not talking, I am going to talk bowling for a quick second, but it's not really part of bowling. Brian, you just brought it up about picking things apart. there are 2 times in my life that I can remember, one bowling and one golfing, where I got done and I was actually satisfied and was like,
yeah,
I'm good. Like,
Yes.
So the first time with bowling, it wasn't my 502 because I went 142, 215, 145. And I sat back and said, God, those 140s, if I could have made those 150s,
yeah.
I would have had the world record. I would have had a monster night. It would have been a 520 or higher.
If your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle.
That's a fact, too.
That is. And if my uncle had a vagina, he would be my aunt.
And that would still be a regular household.
It would
Not regular, but, conventional.
It'd be a household.
There you go.
It was my second 500 where I am more complacent about that 500. And I can't think of anything about that night other than I did put a 2 on a spare. I punched a half Worcester. But it was a 170, a 160, and a 150. Consistent.
Can't fight that.
All night long.
I was there for that.
So there's that, and then the day I shot, I went out and shot 32 in my senior year of high school in a match at Norway, and no bogeys, no 3 putts. It was 3 birdies and 7 pars. I won the match 5-4. First five holes, it was over.
Do you just play stroke after that, or are you guys just done?
No, it's stroke play after that. You still, because your score at the end there's a team score.
And you actually talk to the guy you're playing. It's like, hey, how you doing?
I talked to most of the people that I played with. Man? Most of them you
probably play the same people in high school golf a lot of the time, don't you?
I can remember 3 people still. I've been out of high school 32 years. I can remember 3 people that I played golf against, that I actually had matches against. Most of them, it was small chit chat. You did try to be a little courteous and say, hey, just want to let you know, you do have water up on the left, or, yes, it's a dogleg left. There's nothing after that last tree.
Being the home team,
if you were not a dick, then that's what I would do. I would be
cut
nice.
The corner. What are you thinking? It's OB over there.
It nothing like that, but it would be at least like, hey, FYI, yes, that's a gully. No, there's nothing in it. It's okay if you go in the gully. Like the first hole in Norway has a gully on the drive. There's nothing down there. There's no water. There's no sand. It's actually grass. You're fine. It's not even.
That's a good sportsman.
Right.
There's gamesmanship and there's good sportsmanship.
If you were a dick and you came off as a dick, then yes, I might be like, hey, just want to let you know there's water all along the left.
Good luck.
Nope, wouldn't even say that. I'd just be like, there's water all along the left. Or there's OB all along the left or something.
Man, you play a nice draw. By the way, everything out of bounds is left.
Yeah.
But it was, again, I don't even know where the fuck I was going with this.
Well, we were talking about some of the competitive drives in people, how some excel to go higher, some don't.
So again, there's only 2 times. So the 500 and then the round of 32. Because to me, that was my perfect round of golf.
Yep.
Meaning I hit every green in regulation. I had no 3 putts. I birdied 3 holes. 2 of them I should have birdied. They were birdieable holes. One of them was, holy shit, that might be the only time I'm ever going to birdie that hole in my life. It's one of the hardest holes of golf I've ever played on, and it's at Norway Country Club. The 5th hole at Norway. It's a 415-yard par 4, but it's all uphill to a sloped green back to front. So if you get above the pin, you are 3 or 4 putting that green.
Oof.
It's
Marky, you play golf?
And it's a false front. Yeah, Marky plays, don't you?
Not really well.
But you play.
I don't either.
I can play. I can
Yeah.
as a dude growing up in the projects, we didn't have too much opportunity to play a lot of regular golf, more mini golf than anything. I'll smoke you in a round of mini golf, absolutely. But no, I've managed to get out in the last couple of years and play. So I understand what you're saying about holes like that. Actually, the more you talk about it, the more I want to come up and play it this summer when it's nice outside. We should all go up and try to hit 9.
We really should.
I would love to.
We have 3 golf courses within what, 10 minutes of our house, Tim?
So
we should do it. We should vlog the shit out of all 3 of them. It'd be great.
I live a mile, not even a mile from the golf from
Same
the
here.
Muni
Tim and I
course,
live,
Rockland.
like the golf course is in between Tim and I's house, about halfway.
Yeah.
There's one in Plastow, New Hampshire, right near where I live too. Less than a 5-minute drive, right down the street.
I enjoy playing golf with Brian because we have fun.
It's a good time to go out. You know,
we've gotten beyond the competitive side with golf, and it's become.
I was never competitive.
For Brian, it's a nature walk.
That's more what it is.
I see a lot of trees, and I see a lot of long grass. I see some beach occasionally with some water and sand.
You know,
yeah.
That's okay. You want to ground yourself to the earth every once in a while, so you want to experience the different textures. You know, it's okay.
And I sit in the car a lot with him. I drive him to his ball, and then to his ball, and then to his ball, and then we'll stop at mine, and I'll hit, and then we'll drive him to his ball, and then to his. It's fun. It's all good.
Jordan, his son, almost killed me playing golf once. So we're coming up over this hill. We're playing a scramble. And Jordan goes, I don't know what's on the other side of this hill. And we get to the top and it's all sand trap. And I'm like, oh God. And like, we're just stopped. So
awesome.
Like almost half off the hill into the sand trap. And
he's like, I'm going to back up. He almost pulled a Thelma Louise.
Like right off
the Oh yeah. So we would have easily gone 10 feet. I'm not kidding.
It's one of those things where it goes up like this. And then there's kind of a sharp curve. And right on the other side of that curve is the sand trap for this hole over here. Because you kind of cut the corner. The hole goes like this, and you're kind of trying to cut the corner. And they went far to the right and actually hit it into the other kind of fairway, but you couldn't see it because it's a little uphill dogleg, and then you got that mound.
Yeah.
And I probably should have said something.
But it's way funnier if you didn't.
But it's way more funnier. And it's really fun when you have Brian in the cart and you almost tip the cart and he sticks his leg out and pushes the cart back.
I did. We were halfway over
nice
and I just
kick save and a beauty.
No, nonchalantly. We just started to go over and I just plant my heel and push us back. And Tim's going, Did we almost tip? I go, I got us.
I got it, bro. We're good.
Yeah, it was golf is I don't know. I'm not going to say I've lost my competitive edge with golf because I'll always have a competitive edge. I don't get mad anymore when I play golf. Literally, I don't remember the last time I got mad on a golf course. Because
we have bowling for that. That makes us mad all the time when we go there sometimes.
I can remember when you got mad on a golf course and the member guest when it took us 6 hours to play 18 holes.
Oh my God!
What?
Oh, the guy we were playing with, literally every shot was like
it was a father-son. So it was Brian and I, and then we played.
It was like a minute and a half every time he addressed the ball.
Yes,
that's stupid.
To a point where I can't remember what hole it was. I made a comment, and I just started walking, and the guy's like, we're going to hit. I said, you should have hit about 3 minutes ago. And I just kept walking. Brian had the cart. He's sitting back going, I don't know what to do right now. Like,
what do I do with my
hands? It was also like 97 degrees.
It was, yeah. Yeah. It was.
That's just insane. If you're trying to sit there and act like you're a PGA professional, like,
and I think
first of all, have the skills. Secondly, understand where you are. Relax.
I think what it was the father was trying to live vicariously through the son, and the son was only like 12 or 13 years old.
Decent golfer.
It's okay. It was okay. Decent.
Yeah.
You know? But the father being the father had to, line him up on everything, had to address this. No, back off.
Back off. You take fast.
Take, and I'm like, this isn't a time for fucking lessons. Like,
isn't that what you do at the driving range? Like, you don't do that
Yes.
on the course, like, especially when there's a ton of people behind you. That's what you go to the
Oh my
range
God.
for.
It
Go
was
hit 9, and then you go to the range and work on the little things that you screwed up while you were out there. Take some notes or something.
Well, we didn't have a chance anyways because there was an older guy who was eligible to hit from the senior tees, but he's also about a 10 handicap from the regular tees. But he felt for the member guest he had to hit from the seniors
Yeah.
because he was allowed to.
Yeah. And I knew that going in when I saw him hit from the senior tees, and I'm like, I just played with him last year, and he shot like 76.
Yeah.
From the whites. And I'm like, the fuck's he doing playing from the senior tees? So yeah, he literally I'm like, okay, he's gonna go out and shoot like 60 something, but he's got, his hand. I'm like, yeah, we got no chance.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks. We should definitely all go out though at some
Oh,
point
God,
in time
yeah.
in the summer.
Well,
when
you
it
guys
starts
got to
getting
come
nice.
up. The Sunday night crew. Everybody's gonna come up, and we'll hang out at my house, have cookout. We go Tim's, whatever, if he wants to have us. But we'll do lobsters and some food, and
We got to
we'll hang
make
out.
that happen at some
Well,
point.
I do
this,
turn
yes.
50 this year in
Yes,
August.
he does.
I turned 40 in July. That's close.
That's close.
Independence Day, right,
What-
Marky?
July 4th, baby. Yep.
And I'm a month later. I'm August 4th.
Get out of here. No shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm June 22nd, right before we go to Colorado. So we'll be in Colorado celebrating my birthday.
Bang, 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 right there for the three
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to get together. But getting real quickly though, I want to get back a little bit to that life lesson, because it is something that the younger generation, I'm gonna say, can learn from. Whether it's learning from us or learning from like my kids, I tried to teach them, how to win, how to lose, how to handle it, things like that. Kids are kids. They might have listened to me when they were young, but they weren't listening to me from the time they were, because I don't know anything from the time you're 12 to.
I mean,
we all go through that though as guys. Like our parents didn't know anything from the time we were 13 years old till we were 17. And then
Right.
you get into the real world and you start to figure out mom and dad were trying to teach you some shit you should have paid attention to.
I thought my dad, a lot of times when he tried to teach me, it was the same thing that like 12, 13 up to like 18 or whatever. I thought my dad was just kind of a dick when he'd explain things. And I was just like, you don't know what you're talking about. I just hadn't made the mistakes yet. I hadn't figured it out and realized that, damn, he was right. And years later, I remember my father moved to Florida. I haven't seen him in a while, but I remember calling him years ago and just saying, Dad, there's a lot of stuff you tried to teach me, and I was kind of a dink about it. You were right about like 95% of it. And I'm trying to pass that down to my son at the time, like you did with your son, Tim, and like you will do with your son, B. It's important that we teach them, not just because we're their parents. They need to hear it from us first, instead of hearing it from somebody else, from somebody else's philosophy, or from some stupid YouTube video, or from some random influencer on Twitch or Twitter or something. It's important that we teach our children and not let other people just, turn a phone on and say, no, none of that garbage. And I think that might be getting lost a lot with a lot of the, like we were saying, like the everybody gets a trophy thing now.
Yeah.
That would have been laughed at, and our parents would have punched every coach in the face if that was the way they did things back in the 80s and 90s.
My dad
like
would have
when we were growing up.
100% kept score by himself and would have let me know what the score was at all times.
I did not sign my son up for T-ball in Amesbury years ago because they don't keep score, and they don't teach anybody. Everybody just hits, and literally they don't do that. I'm sorry, you're not going to learn anything from that.
I am 100% okay with a certificate that says, "Hey, thank you." I'm okay with that.
Or T-shirt.
Or a T-shirt. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with everybody gets a trophy.
No.
I think trophies, plaques, things like that are symbolic, and they're supposed to represent certain things. They're supposed to represent hard work, especially as a kid. Like I can remember bowling as a kid and winning high average for the league as a kid, and I got a trophy that said high average.
Mm-hmm.
It represented hard work. The certificate I got, that just represented the fact that I played.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was looking at the trophies and the plaques. That's what I give two shits about the certificate.
Right. Right.
You know,
just like you said, though, it represented a level of excellence, a level of perseverance, a level of hard work that you put in for that whole. I don't care, like you say, if it's bowling, if it was golf, it was baseball, whatever.
Baseball, like I was not a good baseball player. Like I was the Jackie Bradley of baseball in Norway, Maine. I played a fucking mean outfield.
Yep.
And a mean second base.
But you didn't hit the Mendoza line, did you?
But man, you might as well given me some spaghetti and said, swing this at the ball, and if you hit it, you're good. Like, I walked a lot, and I struck out a lot.
That was me, too. Same thing when I was a kid.
Did you get hit a lot?
Did I get hit a lot? Like, with a pitch?
Yeah.
No, because I'd strike out first, because I
used to mow Vaughn crowd the plate.
Yeah,
I used to mow Vaughn crowd the plate, so I got plunked a lot.
Well,
I was a catcher for a very long.
Like,
see, I was different. Like I've told you this, Tim. I don't know if Marty knows this. When I was in the 6th grade, my last year of Pee Wee football, my last year of Little League baseball, I was 5'4" and 220 pounds, throwing from 40 feet at kids.
That's a big boy.
Yeah,
throwing a pitch.
You get self-conscious because parents are scared, and you realize they're scared of you. Not their kids are scared of you; they're scared of you.
So back when I was in Little League, so I never made Little League. Like we had one team for the town of Norway, not like Rockland now has 4 to 6 teams for the town of Rockland.
We used to have 8.
Like we had one, and they took 12 people, and if you didn't make it, you played farm team as a 12-year-old. You couldn't pitch. That was the only thing they said you couldn't do. You couldn't pitch. So I didn't make the team. But then I went to play Babe Ruth, and I made the Babe Ruth team the next year as a 13-year-old. So it's like, what changed? I didn't fucking grow. I was still a midget. I was still short. You know, it's just, to me, it's funny. But I was the Jackie Bradley of Norway Little League and farm team and, you know, everything else. Like, I could probably count on one hand in 3 years of Babe Ruth how many hits I actually got. And I think 3 of those were in one game.
Yeah, but you enjoyed playing, right? Was it more about like who you played with, or was it just like
we were good. I mean,
oh, you like to win.
We went undefeated like my last year of Babe Ruth, and I played against kids that actually went pro. Like they made it.
Oh wow!
I had one kid that made it up to AAA before he blew out his arm, and played against another kid that went to AA. And you know, these were the people I played against.
I played against a bunch of guys that went. I don't know if they ever pitched majors, but Mike McDonald played in Camden.
Yep.
I played against him my first year Little League baseball. Matt Rogers, who pitched for Mount Ararat. I had a single against him, and I think he pitched for the Brewers in spring training one year.
No, he actually pitched for the Brewers.
Did he? Sweet.
Before he blew his arm out.
Wow, I haven't hit off a Major League Baseball player. Rah rah.
So you know, but the thing is though, is like I learned how to compete because of it wasn't so much my parents. I mean, they did, that's that right there is the litter box. That's little kitty trying to take a shit. I've got Mookie standing here watching, going, "What's he doing over there?" Little kitty's digging a hole to China through the litter box in the office, and she must have pooped because now she's running. So
you have the kitty litter box in your office?
We have 3. We have 3, and 2 of them are in the crawl. We have a crawl space, but the 2, Luna and Mookie, don't really like Little Kitty, and Little Kitty doesn't like anyone except for Angie and I. So we have to put a separate litter box downstairs, and the only other place we can do it is in the corner in my office.
Oh.
So it's okay.
It gets cleaned a lot, right? Because you're in there, so you're just like, yeah, clean it up.
Yeah, whatever. You know, so it's getting back again now that we had the little cat
We had a
story.
shitty moment there for a second.
We had a shitty moment.
Uh,
I didn't necessarily learn about winning and losing from my dad and my mom. I mean, a little more so from my mom. My mom was really competitive. My dad was just a quiet man. Like, he had that quiet respect. It was what it was. So what I did was turn around when the kids were like, when Jordan was younger, was I coached. I coached Little League. So I was able to help him, and he was able to learn from me. At the same time, he learned from a lot of people. So I don't know. You've got to learn. You have to learn how to lose gracefully. Took me a long friggin' time to do that.
Boy,
long time.
was that the exact opposite for me? Because you guys know my dad. I think we all know who taught me how to win and lose.
Fact.
Yep.
And Dad is not quiet.
No.
Boy, there's a
No.
lot of things I could use to describe Ray. Quiet's not one of them.
No. Quiet.
But
Is
nice. And
Oh,
a
Ray,
good
look.
loser and a good winner.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is one of the
That's kinda what I
classiest
was-
acts, the class acts up there, man. Every time, doesn't matter if you win or lose, he's one of the first guys to come over, shake your hand, say good match.
And that's
Every
what he
time.
taught me. He's like, if you
Yep.
get your ass handed to you, you shake their hand, and then you go get mad at yourself in the corner and do better next time.
First thing you always do, he nailed it, you nailed it. You
Yeah.
always go shake the other guy's hand. You don't even
Yeah.
high five your partner first or your teammates first. You go over and you shake hands first.
Yep.
Sportsmanship over competitiveness. Competitiveness acts itself out during whatever you're doing, but the sportsmanship is before, during, and after. The sportsmanship has to be taught. From the sportsmanship, you can learn some gamesmanship. From the gamesmanship, you learn your competitiveness.
Yes.
And you learn when to use it, when to use the gamesmanship.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And to me, bringing it all back to real bowling for a quick, again, I know this isn't a bowling segment for the show, but that's the difference between their sportsmanship, there's gamemanship. It's okay to do both as long as you're not a dick
Right.
with the gamesmanship.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's
Mm-hmm.
we all know guys who play games, but they're dicks about it.
Mhm.
And you just want to sit back and go, really? Like, really?
This isn't that era in the game anymore.
Right.
Maybe that was a different era, and that kind of shit flew, and that stuff happened years ago. That is
I
gone
honestly don't like it when somebody is behind me when I'm bowling. They're like, "Hey, jump him." No, I don't want to do that.
now. Nope. Because now you're taking yourself out of your own situation. You're
Well,
taking
that,
yourself
like,
out of your
I just
own
don't.
mindset.
If I want
And
to win,
a
it's not.
dick move.
Yeah, if I want to win, it's not because I annoyed the guy beside me to the point he didn't bowl well.
I like to
I'm gonna
put
win
my foot up.
'cause
I like to put my foot up on the ball return and
You
tie
tie
my
your
shoe.
shoe. Yeah.
But see, everybody knows that I like to do that, so now I do it as a joke.
But those are the same type of people that will, they're the same type of people that getting out at the grocery store and they see that you're going to get in line first and they run to get
Yeah.
in line.
Yeah.
Or they're just so quick to take the ticket right in front of you at the deli. Like, oh, gotta get in front of you. Like it's the last hot dog they're ever going to fucking make. You know?
Right. Right. There's no more cheese after this guy. He's going to get the last
Yeah.
pound of Land O'Lakes. And
Right.
haha, sucks to be you. He got the ticket before you.
Yeah.
You're a dink. What are we
Yeah.
doing here? Come on.
Yeah.
Go find a hobby, big guy. Get out of here.
I don't know. I just see this is the older I get, the more honestly, this is kind of what I envision our Friday episodes to be like. Yeah, there'll be some sports talk. Yes, obviously we didn't talk about it today, and we're gonna have to wrap up soon because it's about to turn past Timmy's bedtime. Was
Tim's
a while
about
ago.
to turn into a pumpkin, everyone.
For those still listening, yes, I want to talk sports on this episode, on the Friday episodes. Yes, I want to talk movies. Yes, I'd like to talk about, comedies and comedians and music and stuff. But I also want this to be our chance to impart wisdom on people. The knowledge that, Brian, that you've gained from, playing college football and sports and the competitive part. Marky, you're a proprietor, so there's knowledge and wisdom that comes from being in the sport of bowling and whatnot. And then the fact is I'm just in business. And the fact
that's where I had to learn.
Yeah.
That was not my forte in the beginning of that. That is still an ongoing process to this day.
And the fact is I'm just old. So I have gained a lot of knowledge that I'd like to impart on other people.
You're seasoned.
Right.
I'm seasoned.
This.
Yes.
You're seasoned.
Yes.
I don't think one should call themselves old, and other people who are of this age are going to be like, hey, screw you. But like, you really shouldn't call yourself old until you are over the 60 mark. Then you could say you've been around for 60 years. And I mean, yeah, you might be able to call yourself old at that moment in time. Or maybe when you retire, 65. Maybe that's when somebody can say, yeah, shit, now I'm old. 40, 50, you're not old yet. We're not old yet.
I just feel it more.
We're not old yet. We can still do this shit. I am not too old for this shit.
You got to see like
a lethal weapon.
15 Olympics, and then you're old,
I like how you put it that way. 15 Olympics. Wait, no, Olympics are every 2 years now, summer and then winter.
Yeah, you're right.
You need 15 summer Olympics.
Summer
Olympics.
Yeah.
You got to see like 6 presidents, then you're old.
Hold on.
That's only 24 years.
Hold on.
Well, if they're doubles.
Gerald Ford was president when I was born, so there's Ford. Who was after Ford?
Carter.
Ford, Carter,
Reagan,
Bush.
Clinton? Bush was
Clinton.
next, then Clinton.
Yeah, Bush won. Clinton.
Then we got more Bush.
Obama. Red guy.
Trump. Say his name.
I'm just kidding. Donald J. Trump, and now Biden. So I've seen like 9.
See?
presidents.
You're like Forrest Gump, Tim. You're like Forrest Gump.
Like, life is like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get.
You want to hear something that's scary? We're talking about age. I watched the first episode of Family Guy the other day, and it came out during the Clinton administration.
Yes, it did. And he was a reoccurring character on so many of those shows.
Yeah, he was.
One of my favorite ones was the episode where Lois slept with him.
And then Peter did too.
Bill Clinton, so Peter gets a hall pass to sleep with whoever he wants, and he picks Lois's mother, Babs. And she goes, "Why would you want it?" He's like, "It was my understanding that there would be no questions."
You know what?
She talks to the mother, Babs, real quick, and then she goes, "Hey, Peter." Peter just comes into the room, and he's already ass naked.
I'm ready.
Here's the thing. I love, and I don't watch it enough, South Park.
Yeah.
Because I remember when South Park first came out and how edgy it was. Simpsons and Family Guy. Those.
You're missing one. You're missing the one that started all of those. Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Beavis and Butthead was instrumental in my childhood.
I have a Beavis and Butthead coffee cup. I used to watch Beavis and Butthead with my Nana. She loved it. She thought it was great.
Angie and I went to the movies to see
Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Beavis and Butthead Do America.
I
have
still
it on Blu-ray.
The CD, the soundtrack, the Beavis and Butthead Experience. I still have it in my car.
Those 4.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers cover of Love Roller Coaster is so good.
Oh my God.
So good.
The edginess that those 4 had, the comedic value in those. I mean, just, you know what? That's next week's episode, right? I'm calling it right here.
Adult animation.
We're talking those 4.
Not hentai. But
no,
not
hentai.
No. We're talking Beavis and Butthead.
Maybe some anime because I like Dragon Ball.
No, we're talking Beavis and Butthead. We're talking South Park. We're talking Family Guy, and we're talking The Simpsons
and Bob's Burgers.
I'm not a big Bob's Burgers fan.
I never got into it either. I like King of the Hill. I watched
King of the Hill. I like.
I tell you what, Bobby.
Yeah. So
hey,
propane accessories.
Hey, Dad, we're going to go take some blind people bowling. That's not funny, Bobby.
I'll tell you what, the dangle over there. Whoo.
I tell you, man,
Boomhauer is amazing.
And go in the car and it's hoo-ah, man.
They're gonna reboot that. I was reading that tonight. They're trying to reboot King of the Hill.
I would love that.
They're gonna put Hank Hill in modern day times with like cancel culture and all this stuff.
Oh my God.
I would rather see a live action movie. There was a meme that went around.
Who would
It was
play
like
Hank Hill though?
Tom Hanks would be Hank Hill.
I can see that.
You had Neil Patrick
Or
Harris
Clint
as
Eastwood.
Boomhauer. Oh, Eastwood's too old now.
Eastwood's
too old now.
Yeah.
Tom
he could
Hanks
play
is,
his dad.
He could play the
He
old
could.
the old man with no legs.
Cotton.
Yeah.
Cotton Hill.
Cotton Hill. That's right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, that'll make for a great episode next
Yeah,
week. I
well,
like that.
yeah.
I like
So
that.
we're gonna talk that. We're
Country
gonna
Laugh
wrap.
our asses off.
We're gonna absolutely. We're gonna wrap it up for tonight, folks. As usual, I
This morning,
implore
Tim,
you.
it's Friday.
Friday, yes, Friday. I implore you, as usual, questions, comments, concerns, general chit chat, something. Help us help you.
Yes.
Help us help you. Ripping the Rack Podcast at gmail.com. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at Ripping the Rack Podcast. Find us at YouTube at Ripping the Rack Podcast. And Brian, where else can our wonderful listeners find us?
Well, Tim, thanks for throwing it over. And they can hear us on Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and wherever else they listen to their podcasts.
And I got nothing for you, Maki. I was going to say, I was trying to think of something that you could pitch.
That is perfectly okay. I am content being the third.
Go
leg.
bowl at Riverwalk.
Go bowl at Riverwalk in Amesbury, Massachusetts. Go see Maki. Tell him you're a listener of the podcast, and he'll may or may not give you a deal.
I probably will.
Probably. I don't know. I'm not going to put it. That's on him. Tell him
Come
you listen
bowl
to
at
the
Riverwalk, help me
podcast.
come pay my rent, and I'll give you a free string. How about that?
There you go. There you go. But you got to bowl more than one string.
You do. You do.
Yes. Yes. At
We do have a
least-
special for all those who, since we are plugging the bowling alley, I'm going to plug an unadvertised special. If you play Pokemon Go and you walk into my bowling alley and you show me your game that you're an active Pokemon Go trainer, you get a free pair of shoes for all of your bowling that day. You do not pay for shoes. I went in on a sponsored partnership with the company that makes my favorite game on the planet. And we made the bowling alley here an actual battle location where people can come and do all this
It's a
stuff.
Pokestop.
And a gym. And a gym.
Ooh.
The gym was a sponsored due to COVID-19. They reached out to all the people who own businesses who play the game, and you could sponsor your business in the game for free for a calendar year.
That's
And
really
Riverwalk
cool.
Lanes is one of those people. So come on in and show me your go, and you get free shoes for
That's
the whole
cool.
time you're here. Absolutely.
That's cool.
Plus, it gives me more shit to do when Pokemon stuff pops up. So even if it's dead, I still got plenty of shit to do. So it's good. It's dual purpose. I'm a multitasker.
Their bowling Mark comes up and goes, "You want to battle?"
No, they're bowling. I'm kicking them out of the gym. They just jumped into the gym with their guy. I'm like, fuck you.
Nope.
You get free shoes. I'm smashing you.
Oh, guys, appreciate
Good
it.
show, boys. Good show.
Good
Good
show.
show.
Peace.
Happy
night,
weekend,
everybody.
everyone.